The winner by unanimous decision, Randa Markos.
I enjoy The Ultimate Fighter because every once in a while you'll find someone who embodies the spirit of The Ultimate Fighter. In The Ultimate Fighter Season 20, shot in 2014, Randa Markos was that person. I found her to be a very spirited fighter, and her metamorphosis was very inspiring. In this season, the UFC was looking to crown their inaugural strawweight champion, so the organization brought in 16 fighters to compete. And at the end of 6 weeks, they would find their champion. 8 fighters were already Invicta fighters, so they did not have to audition. The additional 8 fighters were brought in through the audition process, and Ronda was one of them. In typical Ultimate Fighter fashion, the coaches selected their teams and picked their first fight. The first fight of the season in episode 1 was between number 4, Tecia Torres, and number 14, Randa Markos. The first round was a disaster for Randa Markos, as the higher ranked fighter was able to assert her will through the first 5 minutes. Torres' striking looked dominant as ever, as Gilbert Melendez, a striker himself, was giving her a lot of striking pointers, and Ronda was just told to do what she does best, which is grapple. And after surviving some compromising positions, she was able to attain full mount to end the round, which evened the scores on the judges' scorecards, which forced a third round. In the third round, Marcos abandoned all sanity and went forward. She emptied out her gas tank and pretty much imposed her will completely from starting bell to the closing bell.
The winner by unanimous decision, Randa Markos.
This shocked the house as this stunning upset set things up for what was to come for this season. The fighter to watch, an early star of the show, did not fight until episode 9. By then, there was already tension in the house over scheduling, and Marcos had drawn the ire of the number 1 fighter, Carla Esparza.
Like, hey, I had to punch someone in the face that I don't really care for too
Her
much.
confrontation with Carla Esparza would have to wait, as she had number 6, Feliz Harry, to worry about.
Think something to say?
What was it she said to you? You got something to say?
No, I got something to show you. Fist.
Fortunately for Marcos, and unfortunately for Feliz Harry, Marcos was able to secure an armbar in the first round, which gave Marcos the victory over another fighter who was ranked ahead of her.
Winner, and moving on, Randa Markos.
I think that should shut her up, right?
Yeah. Maybe if you stop acting like a bitch, she'll shut up.
Don't worry, you're next.
Oh my god, I wish you were my next fight. I can't wait to fight you.
At this point, a fight between Marcos and Esparza was possible, as Marcos had looked in great form, but she had one more obstacle to climb.
Ready.
Already, Rose Namajunas, ranked number 7 and the last member of the Gilbert Melendez team in the house. Rose had looked strong, and her metamorphosis into a very dangerous fighter was very impressive also in this season. Marcos was face to face with destiny, just one fight away from her shot at the championship. All she had to do was get past Rose Namajunas. I mean, the game plan is simple, right? Your grappling is superior to hers. Get her to the mat, and you will win. But disaster struck when they hit the mat, as Rose Namajunas was able to lock in a Kimura, ending Marco's run at the inaugural strawweight championship. So close yet so far. Rose had foiled what could have possibly been the first women's strawweight rivalry between Esparza and Marcos. But she wasn't there to play along. She was there to make her own way. Meanwhile, in the other semifinals bout, Carla Esparza booked her ticket to the championship by defeating Jessica Penne in a unanimous decision.
Esparza.
The matchup between Carla Esparza and Rose Namajunas happened on December 12, 2014, where Carla Esparza was able to win the fight via rear naked choke in the third round to be crowned the inaugural strawweight champion.
Tenemos nueva campeona, la primera en la división de los pesos paja. Su nombre, Carla Esparza.
And now, the new undisputed
undisputed UFC Women's Strawweight Champion of the World, Carla Cookie Monster Esparza.
And on that same night in December 2014, Randa Markos lost a split decision to Jessica Penne. This season of The Ultimate Fighter was very important, as we not only saw the crowning of the inaugural strawweight champion, but we also saw the growth of a future champion in Rose Namajunas.
This one is not so much of a burden on my shoulders, and I feel like I have a different attitude towards life. I have a different attitude towards training. I'm such a different person now that I get what people mean by going there and have fun and really let loose and, just let everything go.
Rose went on to defeat the greatest of all time strawweight, the then champion Joanna Jędrzejczyk, on November 4th, 2017. She defended the belt on April 7th against Joanna. On May 11, 2019, she lost the belt to Jessica Andrade. She regained the title on April 24th, 2021 versus Weili Zhang. She defended it versus Wang Jili on November 6, 2021, before losing it on May 7, 2022 to Carla Esparza. After that fateful night in December 2014 where Carla Esparza won the championship, she lost her belt in March 14, 2015 to the greatest of all time fighter at the strawweight division. In her next 6 fights, she had 3 wins and 3 losses before going on a 5-fight win streak in order to earn a shot at the title against a familiar foe in Rose Namajunas. It was a big surprise when Carla defeated Rose Namajunas. After all, Rose was on her way to legendary status. She still is, by the way. But Carla had surprised everyone because of her journey back. It had been 7 years since she had the belt around her waist, and now she had regained this belt. Rose was the first strawweight to have reclaimed the women's strawweight championship. The second, Carla Esparza. As for Randa Markos, after her showing on December 12, 2014 in her loss to Jessica Penne, she seesawed her next 5 fights with alternating between wins and losses before facing Carla Esparza, where she finally got some get back. Markos' defeat of Esparza was the highlight of her career up until that point, and is the best win on her resume currently. Unfortunately, she's not been able to break through to get to a championship, and it's unclear whether she will get a chance to do so, because her last fight in UFC was October 23rd, 2021, where she beat Livia Renata Souza. The Ultimate Fighter Season 20 may have been a moment in time that probably a lot of people do not remember, as there have been a lot of great Ultimate Fighter seasons, and everyone has their preference of which one is their favorite. This one was my favorite. Randa Markos was one of the reasons why. This season of The Ultimate Fighter produced a lot of fighters who may have been forgotten today, and a lot of staples that are important in the strawweight division. But every once in a while, you find a fighter that strikes a chord with you. And Randa Markos was her for me. Thank you for watching, and God bless.